It seems like no matter what I do in my life, nothing seems to ever go my way. I, anytime I think something's gonna go right in my life and something's gonna go good, something always has to come out and just like make it worse. And that's exactly what the story is about. I was thinking about that today, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta tell that one story. So anyway, without any further introduction, let's jump right into it. So this story all takes place on a normal day. Well, it was actually night. This is a normal night, and I was playing Xbox. I was on Call of Duty. I think it was I don't remember the exact COD, but I think it might have been what was it? What was it? I think it was yeah, it was BO3. That was the COD I was playing. That's the one I was playing. And this was about it was about what, 2 o'clock in the morning? Yeah, it was around 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't remember the exact time. And this didn't take place like a long time ago. This actually like very recent. This was just a few weeks ago. So anyway, it was 1 in the morning, and I was playing Call of Duty BO3, and I was doing a free for all game. And there's this one dude. I believe his name was like, what was his name? I don't remember his exact Xbox username, and I'm not gonna say it or put up on the screen if I do ever find it, because I don't really want you all to like go and hate to this guy for anything for what he did. Anyway, anyway, so so as I said, I was playing free for all, and I end up killing the guy. We'll just call him Controller. So I kill Controller. That's like pretty close to his name. So I kill Controller, and I hear a mic being plugged in. I don't think much of it, and it turns out it's Controller that plugged his mic in, and he plugs in his mic. He's like, "Hey, you bitch ass Alpha Chains," and I'm like, so I'm like, okay, I'm not about to let this guy talk to me like that. So then I decide to plug in my mic, and I'm like, dude, what do you want? I like, what do you want? And he's like, yeah, and he's like, stop killing me, bro. I'm trying to play the game. I'm like, yeah, that's the point of it. And he's like, no, stop targeting me. You're only targeting me. You're only going after me. And I'm like, dude, you're you're the person that I see the most. Like, it's not my fault that I see you like every 5 seconds, and I'm not the reason that you're dying all the time. Like, there are other people in the game. Like, they may be killing you at the same time. He's like, no, I've seen it every time that someone's killed me. It's always been Alpha Chains. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, and I literally say, dude, just shut up. Like, stop being a bitch about it. Like, I won the game. Like, I'm killing you fair and square. There's no reason to get so mad about it. And he's like, what'd you just call me? And I'm like, I said, stop being a bitch. And he's like, call me bitch again. Call me bitch again. So I'm like, what are you gonna do about it, bitch? And I don't hear him for like a few more minutes, and I think, okay, maybe he's finally done. Maybe he's not like, maybe that's all I had to do. I had to call him a bitch one more time, which honestly, not very mature of me. If you're ever in a situation like this, don't do what I do. Like, don't like. I feel like I have to put this in the middle of it. Sorry to cut it off. Sorry to cut off the story like this, but don't do what I do in the story. Like, it's just not needed. Like, the stuff that I do in this video, stuff do I do in these videos is like a learning experience. So don't do this. So after that, I don't hear from him for about like, what, like 5 minutes? Yeah. Yeah, it was like 5 minutes, and I haven't heard from him. And I think, like, like, I guess that's just the end of it. I don't really know like where he was, and I didn't think much of it because I was like, oh, maybe that's all I had to do. Just like, just to get him to stop. And then about 5 minutes goes by. Another 5 minutes go by. So now it's been like 10 minutes, and I haven't seen the and I haven't heard from the guy. And then I get an Xbox message, and the Xbox message is from Controller. So I think, since I don't think much of the message, I'm thinking, okay, what is this guy about to do? He's probably about to just call me a bunch of slurs. But what the Xbox message had was nothing I would have ever expected in like a million years. So I opened it up, and I don't think much of it. But as soon as I read the first few parts of it, my jaw just straight drops, and my heart literally just like sinks. And before I actually tell you what it is, I'll give you a few minutes to think about what it was. I'll give you a few seconds to think about what it was. Okay, a few seconds are over. And if you guessed anything except my address, you were very wrong. This guy, some creepy way, some I don't even know what way, found my address. Probably, like, he was probably some hacker, and he found my address and just straight just sends me my entire address. I read the whole thing and everything was right. There was literally no flaws. So this dude found my address some creepy way. I don't even want to know how. And as soon as I read it, I I plug my mic back in and I'm like, "Hey controller." And he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I invite him to a private party because I'm not trying to tell everyone in this free for all game what just happened. So I invite him to the party, and and controller's like, "What's up, man?" And I'm like, "Dude, how did you find that?" And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And I'm like, "Dude, do not play dumb. You know what you did." And he's like, "I know some people that can find things like that." And I'm like, "Okay, dude, listen." And basically, I was in defeat right here. There was nothing else I could have done. So I'm just like, "Dude, I'm sorry for I'm sorry for calling you a bitch and everything, but dude, just don't do anything with my address. Come on, dude. I am just like deeply sorry for anything that I've said in these past few games." And he's like, "Oh, now you're gonna say that now after I know your address." And I'm like, "Dude, because it's my personal information." Like, and at this point, I just lost it. I was like, "Dude, it is my address. Like, this is over a card game. There is no reason to get this mad over a game." And he's like, "Yes, sir, it's like taking this game very seriously." And I'm like, "What?" So now this dude's crazy because this dude is taking a general free for all game at 2 in the morning, like as seriously as like he's playing in a tournament. And I'm like, "Okay, dude, listen, listen. I am sorry for everything. Don't do anything to my address, and let's just be cool with each other." And he's like, "Yeah, I don't think so." And he leaves the party. So, I'm not letting this guy go. I just keep inviting him. I just keep inviting him over and over. And then he goes offline. Or at least he was appearing offline. I don't know. But after about like 10 new invites, because I was not about to let this guy go and just get away with it, I don't hear from him at all. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm in general defeat right here. So, immediately what I do, which is a smart thing, I go to his account and I immediately report it. I immediately report controller because I'm not like, because I'm not gonna let this guy just like keep hacking everyone for over COD games. And throughout the rest of the night, I literally could not sleep at all. Like I literally stayed up all the night, paranoid as hell. Like I was so paranoid. I didn't know what was gonna happen, if there were cops were gonna show up. I don't know what he was gonna do. But I just had to stop. I just like there was nothing that I could do because I was always paranoid that he was like cops were gonna show up or pizza was gonna show up or literally anything. Like I don't think you'll realize how much knowing someone's address that you can do. Like it was just It was just a whole terrifying night. So basically, I stayed up the whole night, paranoid, just sitting in my room, just scared for my life because I knew that this guy was not okay and he was gonna do something creepy. But surprisingly, nothing happened that night. Now you may be thinking, "Oh, is that the end of the story?" Yes, it is. See, now, um, nothing has happened since. This is like nothing like big has happened yet. But who knows? Maybe, who knows? Maybe even this night, maybe the night that I'm recording right now, something will happen. But who knows? Moral of the story: um, don't argue with people over on in COD games. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that, but like this is just a pretty simple like moral of the story. Just don't do this because you may end up like me. But nothing has happened since. I ended up blocking him on Xbox, haven't talked to him since. And yeah, like that's basically it. Um, but if anything else does happen, don't worry. I will keep you guys updated. I'll be the first to talk about it. And yeah, that's basically the story. So yeah, if y'all did enjoy, please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.
Looking up and I'm like, what's up? They leave me out for the dead and now they know they're fucked. All my texts are on red, that's how I know she's done. My life changed in a flash.